Giving and receiving are a perpetual cycle in our life, whether it is with regard to our time, energy, belongings, or love. All too frequently, we fall victim to the idea that getting is preferable than giving. That building riches and appreciating what we already have is the path to happiness. But what if going the other way is actually the real route to abundance? You will learn lessons from this book that will help you change your perspective from one of scarcity to one of abundance. You'll discover that the universe will multiply your rewards tenfold the more of yourself you give away. Your generosity, your caring, your talents, your caring, your talents. You can receive presents from all sources that are beyond your imagination when you adopt a generous attitude. Every act of giving, whether it is supporting a friend who is having difficulty or caring for your physical vessel, starts an energetic cycle that will return many times over. You'll learn how to offer with no strings attached and accept with joy. You sow the seeds of wealth, prosperity, and deep fulfillment into your life as you create room for both giving and receiving abundantly. Lesson 1. Giving generously. One of the most gratifying and pleasant habits we can adopt in our life is giving freely. Fundamentally, generosity is the act of voluntarily giving something of worth, which might include money, commodities, time, energy, or abilities. Giving freely and from the heart not only benefits the recipient, but also allows us to experience deep joy, connection, and abundance for ourselves. In our society, we too frequently adopt a scarcity mentality and cling firmly to what we own because we are afraid of running out. But this loop is broken by the simple act of donating. Giving generously helps us release our addiction to material possessions, whether it is through making a meal for a sick neighbor, volunteering at a local charity, or donating unwanted items. It serves as a reminder that the good deeds we perform out of compassion are what truly define our value, not the possessions we acquire. Giving generously fosters thankfulness in us as well. Giving generously to others makes us feel grateful for the privilege and resources that enable us to give in the first place. More abundance naturally results from this thankfulness, not only in terms of money, but also in our general perspective. We start to perceive the world not as a place of shortage, but as one of possibility. Giving also satisfies a basic human need, the yearning for a sense of meaning and purpose. Giving our time, talents, or finances to a deserving cause awakens a strong desire within us to change the world for the better. Generosity produces a helper's high, a physiological high that elevates our emotions and gives us a sense of fulfillment in life. Giving goes beyond mere material possessions or financial contributions. Actually, the most meaningful and valuable gifts we can give others don't require any physical items. Ultimately, giving is about selflessly sharing parts of ourselves to bring joy and positivity into someone else's life. Being present is a truly valuable gift that is both straightforward and impactful. In our fast-paced world, where we are constantly bombarded with distractions and pulled in different directions, the simple act of being fully present and listening attentively to someone can have a powerful impact. Take a break from your phone and connect with someone by giving them your full attention and care. We can also offer the gift of encouragement by providing words of support and emotional assistance. Using language to uplift others is a powerful way to give, whether it's by expressing belief in someone's dreams, offering comfort during tough times, or providing motivation to keep going. Our encouragement can serve as the motivation someone needs to keep going on their journey. Another wonderful gift is the ability to show compassion, empathy, and acceptance. This world can sometimes feel unforgiving and critical. opting to provide someone with acceptance just as they are, and approaching their struggles with compassion rather than criticism, can make them feel genuinely seen and valued. Compassionate gifts foster meaningful connections. Our talents and skills provide us with a wonderful opportunity to give back. Sharing your unique abilities is a generous way to give back, whether it's through crafting something for someone, mentoring others, or offering acts of service. Jaden was always a quiet and reserved child as he grew up. He preferred solitude, struggling to form connections and interact with people. But Jaden truly came alive at the local animal shelter. From a young age, Jaden has always felt a strong bond with animals, especially those who have been neglected or abused. He dedicated numerous hours at the shelter, compassionately engaging with the dogs and cats, forging unique connections. Jaden felt a unique connection with the animals, one that surpassed human understanding. As Jaden grew older, he decided to give back to the community by volunteering at the local shelter as a dog walker and pet caretaker. His gentle demeanor had a remarkable soothing impact on even the most distressed animals. Jaden selflessly dedicated his time, kindness, and unwavering love to these rescued creatures. News quickly circulated about the animal whisperer at the shelter, attracting a crowd of people eager to witness Jaden's remarkable abilities. He would calmly spend time with even the most nervous dogs, allowing them to relax at their own speed. He would read stories to the shelter cats, calming their nerves with his gentle voice. Jaden possessed a remarkable talent for creating a sense of safety, security, and worthiness of love in every animal. Jaden went above and beyond by launching an online campaign to support the shelter's yearly expenses, including vaccinations, food, and supplies. He used his coding skills to create a website and establish a social media presence in order to increase awareness. Thanks to his successful fundraising efforts, a substantial amount of money was received from various sources. Despite his quiet and reserved nature, Jaden's kind-heartedness had a significant impact, rescuing numerous animals. The shelter staff was amazed by the transformation of this previously timid young man into a strong advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves. Jaden found great joy in generously giving to these animals, which allowed his compassionate spirit to shine brightly. Jaden's work at the animal shelter marked the start of something greater. His kind-hearted nature and the strong connection he had with animals guided him on his journey. Jaden's efforts in fundraising and raising awareness for the shelter caught the attention of like-minded people in the local community who are passionate about animal welfare. He joined as a volunteer trainer, utilizing his innate talent to rehabilitate rescues and get them ready for adoption into caring forever homes. As news of the dog whisperer and his incredible empathy spread, numerous opportunities began to arise. Jaden was hired by a local pet supply company to provide training and education to new dog owners. He was approached by a local animal sanctuary to assist in the implementation of their rehabilitation program for mistreated horses and livestock. All of a sudden, the formerly reserved young man became widely recognized in the region for his exceptional talent with animals. Many fan clubs emerged, closely following his every move. He authored popular books that explained his techniques and beliefs on building a bond with animals. His work was showcased on TV shows, where viewers were captivated by the way even the most traumatized creatures responded to his gentle presence. Despite achieving great fame and success, Jaden remained humble and generous, always staying true to his purpose. He used all the opportunities and wealth he had to start his own non-profit animal rescue and rehabilitation center. From a humble local shelter, it has transformed into a cutting-edge facility that saves thousands of lives annually. Jaden's childhood loneliness disappeared as he became an inspiration to animal lovers from all backgrounds. People from all walks of life would travel long distances to meet the man who could talk to animals and witness his extraordinary ability. Jaden felt a deep sense of fulfillment as he received the adoration and gratitude from others. He realized that his generosity had made a significant impact on their lives. He went from being a shy boy who only connected with animals to someone who used that deep bond to bring people together through compassion. The abundance of wealth, fame, and admiration that came his way was a direct result of his long-standing spirit of generosity. Jaden couldn't have asked for a better fortune. Lesson 2. Giving to those in need, giving to those holy. The world we live in is a complex mix of great need and incredible sacredness. By giving, we have the opportunity to make a meaningful impact on both aspects. Helping those in need goes beyond fulfilling their physical needs. It serves as a powerful reminder of their inherent value. By making offerings to sacred beings, places, or practices, we show respect for the divine essence within us. Many people face the ongoing challenges of poverty, hunger, and lack of shelter or health care. Even the most straightforward acts of giving can help alleviate these burdens. There are various ways we can contribute to those in need, such as donating funds to credible aid organizations, volunteering at a soup kitchen, or participating in a community garden. By doing this, we not only offer practical assistance, but we also help to restore a sense of dignity that poverty can often take away. Equally significant is the act of offering gifts to divine entities, sacred locations, or revered objects. Giving is a way for people of different cultures and religions to show their respect, dedication, and appreciation for the higher powers that influence their lives. Engaging in various acts of giving, such as leaving a token at a sacred site, providing financial support to spiritual organizations and teachers, or dedicating time for prayer and ritual, can enhance our connection to the sacred. Donating to others is a way to connect with our inner selves. By acknowledging the sacred, we acknowledge the timeless essence that resides within every individual. These offerings create a sacred exchange, where we give from our heart and receive the blessing of remembering our own inherent holiness. Never underestimate the impact of kind words. Just a small gesture like acknowledging someone's accomplishments, appreciating their qualities, or sharing a positive message can make a big difference. Using our words to uplift others instead of bringing them down is a generous act, especially in a society that often emphasizes criticism over praise. A few simple and easy-to-understand words have the ability to completely change someone's day or perspective. Likewise, expressing love through hugs, friendly smiles, kind gestures, or helpful actions enables us to give in both concrete and intangible ways. Research has shown that affectionate touch can release oxytocin, a hormone known as the love hormone, which promotes feelings of trust, bonding, and security. Creating connectivity is made possible by giving affection in a generous and appropriate manner. Just a hug or holding someone's hand can convey a great deal of care. Another meaningful way to give is by offering a supportive presence. Stepping into a role of supportive giving allows someone to feel truly held. Whether it's by being an empathetic listener as someone shares their struggles, showing unwavering care for a loved one going through crisis, or using your energy to advocate for someone in need. We should never underestimate the value of the comfort and strength we can provide simply by being there for others. These acts all have one thing in common. They have the ability to make someone feel less alone in this world. By offering words of kindness, affection, and support, we can show others that they are seen, appreciated, and cared for. These straightforward yet profound acts of kindness are like a refreshing oasis in a dry desert, providing nourishment to the neglected parts of the human spirit. By choosing to give in these ways, we nurture connection, compassion, and our shared humanity. The kindness we share has the power to profoundly impact the lives of others, creating a ripple effect that can transform people forever. Lesson 3. How we spend our time with our talents and gifts. Giving and receiving are deeply connected to how we decide to allocate our most valuable assets, our time and our talents. The choices we make in how we spend our time and use our talents have a profound effect on our own lives and the influence we have on others. Time is a precious resource that cannot be replenished. Once a minute has elapsed, it becomes impossible to retrieve it. How we choose to spend our time has a significant impact on ourselves and those around us. When we give our time through acts of service, being fully present with loved ones, or honoring our creative pursuits, we are offering something priceless that cannot be replaced. On the other hand, wasting time on unproductive activities prevents us from making valuable contributions. Every individual possesses their own set of talents, skills, and gifts that contribute to the diversity and richness of our human tapestry. The way we choose to use these talents can lead to either generosity or stinginess. The people who share their talents, whether it be through teaching, entrepreneurship, art, innovation, or other avenues, bring forth a radiant light that brightens the world. However, people who choose to withhold their gifts due to fear, ego, or greed prevent those brilliant lights from shining brightly. Among the various ways we can give, offering our time and talents is particularly valuable since it cannot be replaced. It's important to remember that while material wealth can be replenished, the passing of time is irreversible. Each of us possesses unique talents that are as individual as fingerprints. These gifts are essential contributions that we can offer to the world. The way we distribute our time and talents reveals our priorities in life and our belief in prosperity and abundance. When someone generously invests their time and talents, they trust that the more they give, the more they'll receive in return. On the other hand, people who hoard often make choices based on a strong fear of scarcity. When we reach the end of our lives, most of us won't regret not dedicating more time to chasing after wealth or social standing. However, we might feel a sense of remorse for the times when we weren't fully engaged, the skills we didn't utilize, and the chances we missed to make a positive impact on the world. When we recognize the value of our time and gifts, we can make sure that our lives shine brightly. In a society that frequently celebrates the idea of constantly working hard, sacrificing our well-being, and pushing ourselves to the extreme, one of the most meaningful ways we can show kindness is by taking care of our bodies. Understanding the importance of making healthy choices that prioritize our mind, body connection enables us to fully engage with ourselves, our loved ones, and our purpose. Taking care of our bodies is a way to both receive and give at the same time. At its core, our bodies are the incredible biological mechanisms that enable us to fully embrace our human existence. They provide a safe haven for our souls, enable us to connect through our senses, and are essential for our survival. By taking care of our bodies with nourishing food, exercise, rest, and sustainable self-care routines, we show them the respect they deserve as the sanctuaries of our very beings. By focusing on our body's needs and adopting healthy habits, we can enhance our presence in a meaningful way. When we lack sleep, proper nutrition, and work excessively, we are unable to give our best energy, focus, and presence. By prioritizing self-care, we can build up our energy and resources to wholeheartedly invest in our relationships, pursue our passions, and excel in our life's work. Choosing to prioritize our health is not only a way to show respect for ourselves, but also to set a positive example for others. Investing in our own well-being sets a powerful example for others, highlighting the significance of health in a society facing high rates of chronic illness, obesity, and other conditions resulting from neglecting self-care. Honoring our own vitality enables us to extend that energy outward, as we cannot give what we do not have. Wealth goes beyond material possessions and encompasses a life filled with energy, vitality, and a sense of aliveness. Starting this radiant state involves being generous to our own mind. Body sanctuaries. With this solid base, we can become unstoppable agents of positive generosity. Lesson 4. Receive the best from any sources. Generosity is crucial, but it's just one part of the equation for experiencing abundance in life. Another important aspect is being open and receptive to receiving, to graciously accepting the gifts, opportunities, and abundance that come our way from any and all sources. Many people struggle with receiving due to underlying feelings of unworthiness, guilt, or an excessive sense of self-reliance. Many of us have the misconception that refusing assistance or presence is preferable due to our pride or the wish to avoid indebtedness. However, by doing this, we isolate ourselves from the natural cycle of giving and receiving, which is essential for the free flow of wealth and fulfillment. We all require love, kindness, and material support from others at various times. It is important to remember that no one can thrive in isolation or meet all their needs on their own. We exist because we were given the gift of life. Understanding our own worthiness and embracing receptivity can unlock a world of abundance. In order to ensure the continuous circulation of wealth and prosperity, it is important to be open to receiving from all channels, not just the ones we are familiar with or consider acceptable. Sometimes, the most wonderful blessings come to us in unexpected or even challenging ways. It is important to stay open to receiving the good things that come our way, no matter how they may appear. This could involve considering the possibility of accepting financial assistance from a non-traditional source. One possible step is to be open to receiving praise from someone you may have assumed dislikes you. It could involve embracing an opportunity that both excites and intimidates you. When we embrace openness, we create space for growth and rejuvenation, even in the face of limitations. At its core, receiving with grace and gratitude is an expression of trust. Trust in a benevolent universe that will align our passions and talents with opportunities to showcase them. When we freely give and receive, we tap into a sacred reciprocity that nurtures joy, creativity, and prosperity. Just like the natural flow of breathing, the exchange of giving and receiving creates a harmonious cycle that fuels our existence. When we push out without allowing for proper intake, we end up depleting ourselves. By combining our acts of generosity with a humble acceptance of everything that comes our way, we can experience the profound beauty and endless possibilities that life has to offer. Receiving gifts can sometimes be seen as a vulnerability in a society that values self-sufficiency and independence. We are often taught that accepting help or generosity from others is seen as a weakness, creating the belief that giving is more important than receiving. Yet, this philosophical perspective deprives us of a significant aspect of life's immense potential: the power that comes from embracing and appreciating what we receive. Receiving a gift wholeheartedly involves practicing humility, trusting in the abundance of the universe, and believing in our own worthiness. Accepting a freely given gift allows us to briefly release ego-driven narratives that revolve around feelings of inadequacy or the need to control every outcome. By surrendering, we create pathways for increased generosity and reciprocity to flow through. Receiving triggers a positive reinforcing cycle from a psychological perspective. The act of giving brings joy to the giver, motivating them to continue giving. Additionally, when the recipient expresses gratitude, it triggers the release of feel-good endorphins, which can enhance their generosity and open-mindedness. This mutual exchange of energy is essential for the success of any community or relationship. Receiving gifts also helps us develop a mindset of appreciating the beauty and generosity around us, rather than focusing on what we lack. Whenever we receive a gift with gratitude, it serves as a reminder of the abundant and generous universe we live in, where our needs can be fulfilled. As we continue to practice gratitude, abundance naturally comes our way with ease. Lesson 5. Receiving with an open heart. Our society often highlights the importance of giving, but it's equally important to develop the ability to receive with an open heart in order to experience true abundance. Many times we unknowingly close ourselves off from receiving due to feelings of not being deserving, skepticism, or a fear of seeming dependent. However, by doing so, we isolate ourselves from the natural flow of positivity that is eager to come our way. Receiving with an open heart is all about embracing vulnerability and trusting in the goodness of life. It means graciously accepting acts of kindness, love, or material support without passing judgment or questioning the intentions of the giver. Just as a flower opens up to the sun, an open heart can fully embrace and benefit from what it receives. This openness creates a welcoming atmosphere for more positive things to come our way. When we receive a gift or gesture with gratitude and mindfulness, we send a message to the universe that we are open to receiving abundance. We firmly believe in the inherent connection between giving and receiving. Much like the natural rhythm of breathing in and out, trying to disrupt either part of that cycle hinders the natural flow. Receiving with an open heart helps to cultivate emotional wealth, going beyond just having an energetic flow. We can truly embrace the depth of connection and vulnerability that comes from accepting someone's genuine expression of themselves. Keeping our hearts open allows us to be spiritually nourished by moments of human connection, whether it's a hug from a loved one, guidance from a mentor, or the kindness of a stranger. By keeping our hearts open and soft, we tap into the profound depths of the human experience. We engage in life's most cherished exchanges by gratefully accepting the kindness that surrounds us, and by making our own meaningful contributions to keep the cycle going. By doing so, we engage in life's dynamic and fruitful exchange of giving and receiving. At its core, recognizing acts of kindness helps to encourage positive behavior and deepen our appreciation. Reflecting on a kind act and expressing sincere gratitude can encourage the person responsible to continue spreading kindness to others. It also helps us develop a mindset of gratitude for the positive aspects of life, both significant and minor. In addition, recognizing and appreciating those who show kindness towards us is a meaningful way to acknowledge our common humanity. Many times, we go about our days consumed by our own worries and distractions, unintentionally disregarding or overlooking others. However, when someone makes the effort to be kind, they serve as a reminder that we all possess the ability to show compassion, generosity, and form connections. When we recall their act, we are reminded of our own capacity to give and receive genuine kindness. Recognizing and honoring those who show kindness helps to foster a more positive world for everyone. When we take the time to truly observe and value these acts of kindness, they have a greater impact on our communities. We start attracting more experiences of warmth, empathy, and human connection into our lives. By focusing our attention and consciousness on elevating qualities, remembering kindness taps into a remarkable power. Liam had spent the majority of his 75 years on this earth being cautious, reserved, and completely independent. Having a difficult childhood with an abusive father, he quickly learned to be self-reliant and to guard his emotions. Others viewed generosity and compassion as weaknesses to be rejected. Liam's mindset had proven beneficial in his journey to establish a thriving business career. His determination, resilience, and unwavering dedication allowed him to accumulate a remarkable fortune over the years. Nevertheless, it also had significant personal consequences. His marriages had fallen apart. He was disconnected from his only child, and he found himself completely alone in his later years. A crack began to form in the walls Liam had built up when he ended up in the hospital due to a health crisis. Reflecting on his own mortality and contemplating a life filled with accomplishments, but marked by deep solitude, he came to the stark realization of how empty his existence had become. His unwavering self-sufficiency proved to be more of a burden, leading to a sense of loneliness and seclusion. One of the nurse's aides assigned to Liam during his recovery immediately caught attention with her friendly and cheerful attitude. Rosa's radiant compassion disarmed him, despite his attempts to push her away with his usual gruff demeanor. Every day during care, she would have conversations with him, sharing the valuable lessons she learned from her Mexican abuela about the significance of human connection. Rosa's patient presence gradually softened the heavy suit of armor Liam wore with each visit. Her gestures of kindness, refreshing his water glass, fluffing his pillows, squeezing his hand, were the first intimate acts he had allowed himself to receive in decades. The days of enduring the cold gradually transformed into a gentle openness. As the bitterness and walls started to crumble, Liam found himself embracing the joy of being genuinely seen and cared for. He couldn't help but cry when he realized all the things he had missed out on because he thought he had to be strong. Receiving the gift with an open heart revealed the deep tenderness and vulnerability within him. Rosa's gentle encouragement led Liam to realize the importance of not only physical healing, but also emotional well-being. This realization prompted him to open his heart and embrace love, a new experience for him. Despite his initial fear, he finally felt confident enough to embrace the possibility of forming meaningful relationships. Liam initially hesitated to let his guard down and accept Rosa's kindness, but it quickly led to him receiving unexpected and meaningful gifts. Liam reluctantly started attending a men's support group at the hospital, where he finally felt comfortable enough to share the painful experiences of his childhood. His heart was deeply touched by the compassion shown by the other members. He cried tears of emotional release as years of bottled-up anguish and self-hatred found a safe outlet. Liam's soul experienced a profound transformation as he received the healing power of empathy and understanding. This led to a gradual rebuilding of his relationships with his estranged family. His daughter, who had given up on him long ago, was amazed to witness her father's remarkable change. She wholeheartedly welcomed him back, accepting him with all his imperfections. Liam's transformation was remarkable. He went from being a solitary and wealthy individual to someone who realized that true wealth lies in the intangible treasures of the heart. He embraced the beauty of everyday moments. The sound of a child's laughter, the awe-inspiring sight of a sunrise, and the warmth of loved ones' embrace. Liam found fulfillment in his later years by mentoring other senior men who had experienced similar periods of isolation. He finally gained their trust and gratitude, becoming a role model for them to experience the transformative power of connection. Liam peacefully passed away at home, surrounded by his reunited family. His final words to them were a heartfelt expression of gratitude for helping him embrace life to the fullest. He considered the most valuable things he could share to be the qualities of being open, present, and appreciative, which he had been lucky to experience firsthand. Liam's final days were filled with a newfound sense of wonder and joy, thanks to his willingness to receive with an open heart. This transformation brought more beauty and fulfillment than all his years of focused business achievements. By losing his defensive fortresses, he had come to understand the deep and meaningful connection we all have as humans through our ability to be tender, loving, and fully engaged with one another. Liam discovered the path to life's greatest treasures by embracing a receptive mindset. Lesson 6. The more we give, the more we receive. It may seem counterintuitive, but one of the most profound spiritual truths is that our generosity in giving is directly linked to the abundance we receive in return. This principle is the foundation of numerous spiritual and philosophical traditions across the globe. Its significance lies in its alignment with fundamental law of the universe. Giving is the foundation of a reciprocal cycle that enables the free flow of energy, resources, love, and opportunities. When we freely share our time, talents, material goods, emotional support, or anything else of value, we create a space that the universe eagerly fills, just like breathing in and out, or the sun giving and us receiving its warmth. Giving and receiving are interconnected and necessary for balance. From a practical standpoint, when we give, we shift our mindset to one of abundance rather than scarcity. When we extend our generosity, we create open channels for good to flow back into our lives. By giving, we open ourselves up to recognizing and receiving the gifts that come our way, whether we expect them or not. One of the most significant aspects is that giving from the heart brings invaluable internal rewards. When we give with genuine care, compassion, and love, instead of expecting something in return, we are rewarded emotionally in ways that surpass any material gain. We experience a greater sense of purpose, peace, joy, and spiritual connection. When we perform kind acts, they leave a lasting impression on us. This, in turn, helps us cultivate positive emotions and a mindset of abundance, which attracts even more goodness into our lives. Wealth goes beyond material possessions and social standing. The true essence of abundance comes from a mindset that recognizes the incredible richness present in our lives. Developing an abundance mindset is crucial for embracing life's blessings and being open to receiving all that comes our way. We believe that the universe is constantly providing for us in an abundance mindset. We let go of the unfounded fears of scarcity or lack that give rise to feelings of desperation, greed, and mistrust. Instead, we cultivate a strong belief that our needs will consistently be fulfilled, and that we will receive even more. This broad perspective allows us to be more generous, as we have faith that by giving wholeheartedly, we will never run out. When we adopt an abundance mentality, our focus changes from dwelling on what we lack to appreciating all the blessings we already have. We shift our perspective from scarcity and limits to acknowledging the abundant richness present in every aspect of our lives. Abundance consciousness allows people to appreciate the joys of fulfilled relationships, purposeful work, and the wonders of nature's beauty. In addition, people who embrace an abundance mindset recognize that wealth can come from various sources that may not be immediately apparent or predictable. It is important to remain open and trusting in order to receive these opportunities. To stop unconsciously rejecting goodness, we need to let go of our preconceived ideas about how prosperity should look. This enables us to identify opportunities, coincidences, and blessings that someone with a scarcity mindset might easily miss. Having an abundance mentality can activate our powers of manifestation by harnessing positive, expectant, and creative energies. When our mindset is focused on scarcity, it limits us and prevents us from reaching our full potential. On the other hand, having an abundance mindset allows us to tap into our highest potential by embracing positive beliefs. We are naturally drawn to reflect the boundless potential our minds can imagine. Lesson 7. Wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Financial affluence and material riches are often described using the terms wealth, prosperity, and abundance in today's society. However, the most genuine and rewarding forms of these states go well beyond mere wealth and material possessions. True wealth, prosperity, and abundance arise from within. A deep sense of fulfillment, happiness, and alignment with the ever-flowing abundance of life. Wealth is essentially the result of accumulating value, which brings a sense of security and openness. Wealth is not solely determined by monetary assets, but also by our relationships, wisdom, experiences, talents, and contributions to the world. Someone in poverty with strong family ties, a curious nature, and a range of skills is truly richer than a wealthy miser who lacks love and purpose. Prosperity is a state of flourishing and favorable circumstances. It comes from the Latin word prosperare, which means to go forward hopefully. Those who truly prosper radiate a sense of optimism, progress, and belief that abundance and success will always come their way. They have a mindset that attracts success and opens up new opportunities. Abundance and wealth are closely connected, creating a fertile ground for prosperity to flourish. In its core, abundance is the belief that we exist in a universe that constantly provides for us, meeting all our needs and even giving us more. It signifies an understanding that abundance exists in all aspects of life, whether visible or hidden. This perspective embraces abundance, trust, and a sense of freedom, allowing one to fully embrace the limitless possibilities of life. People who have embraced true abundance no longer have to deal with limits or scarcity-based thinking. They understand that life is filled with beauty, connections, experiences, opportunities for growth, and continuous ways in which wealth, provision, and abundance come. The abundance mindset is closely connected to being grateful, generous, open-minded, and having faith in the abundance that life has to offer. The core of our human experience is the beautiful interplay between giving and receiving love, which brings us immense joy and fulfillment. Love is about freely giving of ourselves, our kindness, care, vulnerability, and presence. Receiving the precious gifts given to us by others is a beautiful expression of love. Love is a profound expression of our innermost being, a precious gift we give to others. By expressing love through our actions, words, efforts, and focus, we have the ability to appreciate and support the beauty of others. When we care for others, whether it's taking care of a child, supporting a partner's dreams, or being there for a friend, we give a piece of ourselves. However, embracing love fully requires a certain level of bravery in giving. We need to relinquish control, lower our defenses, and be open to receiving. Receiving love involves giving someone the special honor of being fully embraced and valued just the way they are, even with their imperfections and vulnerabilities. Love's full regenerative potential can only be experienced when we trust and allow ourselves to be vulnerable. The cycle of love is a beautiful and everlasting bond, where each experience enhances and expands the other. As we become more adept at giving genuine, unselfish love, we naturally start to receive affection and care from others with ease. As we open ourselves up to receiving love, our ability to share that love with others grows. Giving and receiving are intertwined as essential counterparts, mutually enhancing each other in a dynamic exchange. In addition, the dynamic between giving and receiving love forms the basis for our spiritual development and emotional recovery. We learn to be generous vessels for compassion, empathy, and acceptance through the act of loving. As we receive affection, we gradually let go of feelings of shame, fear, and disconnection. We embrace the harmonious union of giving and receiving, finding balance within our hearts and souls. Lesson 8. Giving and receiving generously and see your life change. Our lives thrive on a continuous exchange of energy, love, opportunities, and abundant provisions. This sacred reciprocity allows for a full circulation of these essential elements. However, we frequently unintentionally disturb this natural cycle by unknowingly closing ourselves off to either giving or receiving with an open heart. By embracing the spiritual practice of giving and receiving generously, we can unlock the potential for positive transformation in all aspects of our lives. Generosity goes beyond simply giving material things. It symbolizes the act of offering our presence, care, talents, forgiveness, and ultimately our belief in the inherent goodness of life. Whenever we lend a supportive ear, offer words of encouragement, or generously use our skills to help others, we actively demonstrate our belief in the natural progression of things. We show that our giving will not leave us depleted, as we understand that more will come back to us. This act of giving selflessly helps to gradually eliminate the fears, controlling behaviors, and limited thinking that hold us back in life. By intentionally living as generous givers, we start seeing every person and situation with a mindset of abundance instead of scarcity. We become aware of the various channels through which abundant goodness is accessible. It is important for us to be able to receive with gratitude and openness, to accept the gifts, opportunities, acts of kindness, and provisions that come our way without feeling guilty or resistant. When we embrace the idea of being open to receiving and believe in our own worthiness, we create a welcoming environment for more abundance to come into our lives. In addition, expressing gratitude enhances the value of the gifts we have received by acknowledging and appreciating them. When we combine generous giving with abundant receiving, a wonderful positive feedback loop is created. We become channels of energy flow, ensuring there are no obstructions or stagnation. We start to receive multiplied versions of the generosity we've given because of the natural laws of flow and reciprocity. Our giving is strengthened, which in turn strengthens our receiving, leading to even greater giving. Sharing our vulnerabilities and embracing the vulnerabilities of others can greatly enhance our relationships, making them more meaningful and fulfilling. We start radiating the appreciative, confident, and giving energy that attracts the best forms of beauty, wealth, and love. Essentially, the act of giving and receiving generously transforms our perspective on life, shifting it from scarcity to abundance. Lesson 9. Don't flaunt your wealth, but give those in need. Abundance is not just a temporary state of having too much stuff. It is a deep inner state that affects every part of your life. To effectively demonstrate your abundance, it is important to nurture a deep sense of spiritual abundance within yourself. This disposition is characterized by a sense of completeness, abundant love, and satisfaction, which gives you the confidence to pursue any life path knowing that everything you require will be taken care of. Once you fully grasp this concept, you can generously share from the wealth of your resources. Sharing your abundance goes beyond just accumulating material wealth. It involves sharing your energy, ideas, compassion, and understanding to make a positive impact on everyone you meet in life. You showcase your capacity to exude unwavering confidence, which has a positive impact on those in your vicinity. By giving wholeheartedly like this, you enhance your inner abundance, enabling you to provide generously in any situation with wisdom and positive influence. Your actions clearly demonstrate that the abundance you have cultivated allows you to give without any fear of running out. You can easily apply this in all aspects of your life, from your relationships to your work, and see positive results. By showcasing this deep inner richness, you offer a significant and impactful positive influence to everyone you meet on your life's path. Your positive influence on others demonstrates that your abundance goes beyond material wealth and holds a deeper and more meaningful significance. One of the fundamental truths that underlies many spiritual traditions is the principle of reciprocity. This cosmic law states that the energy we put out into the world is returned to us, multiplied. This teaching is often expressed through the well-known saying, "You will reap what you sow." By living in alignment with positive values like faith, gratitude, service, and unconditional giving, we can tap into the universe's powerful forces and receive abundant rewards. Practically speaking, when we embrace a mindset and lifestyle centered on conscious generosity, we naturally attract more abundance into our lives. Every time we give selflessly, whether it's our time, emotional support, material resources, or talents, the universe quickly fills the energetic void we create. When we choose to radiate goodness from within, we can release the barriers that hinder the natural flow of receiving. This openness allows for provision to flow back to us in a significantly increased manner. Nevertheless, the immense benefits that come from embracing the spirit of generosity go well beyond mere material gains. Every time we genuinely give, we deepen our bond with the boundless source of love, compassion, and kindness that fills the entire universe. We align ourselves with the highest vibrations of life, inviting in gifts such as inner peace, deep joy, a strong sense of purpose, and spiritual fulfillment that nourish us more than any material possession ever could. When we start operating from a mindset of giving, we begin to notice amazing coincidences and lucky opportunities coming our way. Support, connections, and divine assistance seem to effortlessly manifest from unexpected sources. We become conduits for the realization of our deepest desires, which materialize in abundance in the real world. Essentially, when we choose to be energized embers of true generosity, we align ourselves with the fundamental patterns of the universe. It's a constant cycle of giving, receiving, and multiplying goodness. As we embrace the openness of fully participating in this sacred cycle of giving and receiving, we become channels through which goodness and abundance flow freely and effortlessly. Living as givers allows us to receive life's greatest rewards, amplified tenfold from every direction. Jake witnessed his parents' relentless dedication to working multiple jobs in order to make ends meet. He promised that if he ever achieved success, he would live a life of luxury as a way to defy the hardships of the past. Jake's exceptional abilities and unwavering dedication enabled him to establish one of the most prosperous tech startups in existence. In his early 30s, he had amassed a fortune. with extravagant cars, high-end fashion, and a grand mansion with a view of the city. Jake flaunted his wealth to the world, showcasing his extravagant lifestyle through envy-inducing social media posts. He enjoyed provoking envy from those who had doubted his potential as a child. However, behind Jake's outward appearance, there was a deep sense of emptiness. Regardless of the abundance of toys and luxuries he could afford, he experienced a growing sense of dissatisfaction and loneliness. His insatiable appetite for success mirrored the same drive that had propelled him to build his fortune. Everything changed on one fateful night. Jake's arrogant social media posts about another evening I can't relate to the peasants attracted the interest of an opportunistic criminal. When Jake arrived home, he was unfortunately attacked, assaulted, and robbed at gunpoint. At that moment of intense vulnerability, when Jake had nothing left to show off, he finally understood the emptiness of his pursuit of material wealth. After the initial shock subsided, he experienced a sense of freedom. It was as if a burden had been lifted from him after living under its weight for so long. After that night, Jake completely changed how he viewed his achievements and wealth. He opted for a more modest home, exchanged his extravagant cars for a practical sedan, and adopted a more understated style of dressing. However, what truly mattered to him was his dedication to discreetly and generously helping those who were less fortunate. Jake started collaborating with non-profit organizations and charities, using his wealth to help others instead of seeking personal recognition. He implemented programs aimed at offering career training, affordable housing, and community resources to families who were stuck in the cycle of poverty that he had worked tirelessly to overcome. Jake's wealth was no longer showcased through extravagant displays, but rather through his humble and generous nature. Those who knew him witnessed a remarkable transformation as he evolved from a restless individual seeking validation to a grounded man with an unwavering sense of gratitude. Jake's motivation for success had transformed into a strong urge to generously share his talents with the world. By letting go of his obsession with material wealth, he discovered a much more valuable treasure: a sense of purpose. Final lesson: giving and receiving. When we approach life with authenticity and a wholehearted presence, we open ourselves up to a wealth of material abundance, emotional fulfillment, spiritual depth, and profound love and connection. These treasures flow effortlessly when we embrace the giving-receiving current. As you get ready to resume your daily routine, consider this wisdom as your guide for the future. Be generous in giving and appreciative in receiving. Share the wealth that comes to you by embracing a joyful and open mindset rather than holding on to it tightly. By embracing this universal rhythm, you can unlock the abundance of life's greatest blessings in all their magnificent manifestations. Learning to master the free exchange of sharing and receiving helps us recognize our own intrinsic wealth that has always been present. We come alive to the incredible gift that was instilled within us from the moment we were born: the ability to be conduits of abundant love, constantly pouring it into the world. In the process of giving and receiving, we come to realize that our true wealth has always resided within our own hearts,